whilst that's going live, now I need another Chrome window. I'm so like backwards in the way I do things.
I don't even know where to start doing all that, to be honest with you.
So we're probably live now. So if you are listening to us, let me mute that. Right, okay. So if you're listening to us, welcome to Prick Me Up, number 15. I've got the lovely Hannah McCook with me. I'm a little bit distracted because I'm just trying to set up a Facebook live stream at the same time. So I will be back with you guys in just a second. I need to get my Facebook up. Okay. And this is how, this is proper artist way of doing stuff. Like we want these really good technical things to happen, but we do it in such a backwards way.
And it just all comes together at the last second.
Right, here we go. Let me get that up. Right, okay. Let me go live. So Hannah, whilst I am messing on with this, will you tell me about your diagnosis story and how old you were, what happened, and the details like that?
Yeah, no problem. So I was diagnosed at the age of 8 in February 2002. I wasn't well for the weekend. I mean, looking back now, you can see from pictures had lost a lot of weight, and I'm speaking to my parents, knowing that I'd been at the toilet a lot and drinking gallons of whatever I could get a hold of, basically. So Monday morning in February, I woke up. I'd been sick basically all night. Mum phoned the doctors. Can you come and see Hannah? She's really not well. Nope, we're sorry, we're too busy, bring her in. So went in the car, 5 miles to the doctors on a windy road, so I was obviously sick on the way there as well. Got to the doctors, urine sample, type 1 diabetes, ambulance to Inverness, which was a 30-mile ambulance trip. And I was none the wiser of what was going on. I was completely clueless on what it was. I could tell it was quite serious, the fact I had to get an ambulance, and my mum, the way that my mum was reacting about it. So I knew that it was obviously something quite serious, but at the time I had no idea. I generally was, what's going on here? So yeah, that was it basically. And from then on, it's just been, just what we can do. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember like that first kind of moment you realized everything had changed?
Yeah, like I remember the actual moment I remember everything that whole first day of doctors, hospital, as if it was last week.
Yeah.
I was 8 years old, and I'm 27 later this month, and it's like,
yeah,
it's bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was a bit younger. I just want to check I've definitely got this on. I have. Oh, Facebook, yay. Sorry you're looking at my computer screen. This is the way I do things. Doing it a haphazard way. But we have got Facebook with us too. Yay. Yeah, I was only 4. So I don't remember everything exactly, but I remember hiding. That's my first memory.
Right.
So you have played golf for how many years?
I first hit a golf ball when I was 6 years old. So before diabetes came along, I was already chasing a little ball around the field, basically.
When did you go from amateur to pro? When did that happen?
Just between Christmas and New Year of 2018. So the start of the 2019 season, basically. So just over a year now, really. Well, a year and a half, but. Yeah.
And you must be a really positive role model for so many women and type 1s out there. Like, you not only are you a female golfer, but you're also doing it with type 1 diabetes. What kind of challenges does that give you, having type 1?
I guess it's the same as all of us that have it. I mean, you think it doesn't stop you, and it doesn't stop you, because you can still do. I mean, we could be in a lot worse situations basically than what we are.
Yes.
And we're still fortunate that we can basically eat what we want and do what we want within reason. Might take a little bit longer to do things, but you can still do it. So when I'm out there on tour, I've got to obviously check my blood glucose levels and know what carbs I'm eating and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm still playing golf the same as everyone else. I've just got a little bit more in my head whilst I'm playing, which sometimes, to be honest, takes your mind off the game at times.
Maybe relaxes you a bit. And
totally, like if you're playing and you're you know what it's like when you've got high blood sugar and you're constantly thinking about it. So you don't think about anything else. So if I'm playing and I'm high and I'm like, oh, I'm not coming down, I might play quite well because I'm not worried about each shot at a time. So, but obviously there's days that are different and days that are harder. But I mean, it could be, as I say, it could be way worse than what it is. So
you're on the same management as me, aren't you? Aren't you an Omnipod user as well?
Omnipod and Dexcom, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I suppose that's probably like a lot of my guests. When I ask them what they're on, quite a few of them are the same as me. But I suppose that's how come I meet you guys, because we are Dexcom warriors or podvocates or whatever we're called now. So I guess that's how come I meet you, because of us being on the same kind of systems. Are you on normal Omnipod or are you on Dash?
I'm just on the normal one just now. There was chat at some point and going on to the Dash, but I'm still on what looks old school now.
Well, I only recently moved to Dash in April during lockdown. Actually,
okay.
You did it virtually with me, which was cool. So I'm just now I've got myself relaxed and I'm set up. Please say hi if you're watching. Please say hi to us, and please ask us any questions you would like. Hannah is going to teach me how to swing a golf club, which would be nice. Let me just get up. I haven't got the Facebook feed on that. Let me just try and get onto the into the feed so I can look at any comments that come in. Am I not live? I should be live. I am live. It says live on my phone. Let me just refresh. But yeah, so you've been playing professionally for 2 years. How has it gone for you so far? How do you usually place in tournaments and things like that?
So basically it's all, it's completely different to when we played amateur stuff. Sorry.
That's just me sorting out the Facebook thing. Sorry. Carry on.
Obviously it's the same game. The golf ball doesn't know whether you're amateur or professional, but you're playing completely different courses, different countries every week, basically, when I am away competing. And so when I first turned pro, obviously I was...
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be allowed to do technical things. Go on, carry on.
What was it saying? Oh yeah, I was obviously apprehensive and stuff about turning pro and things, but the first season was... I've always enjoyed golfing, obviously, because you can't really enjoy playing golf without... if you do it all that much, you're going to enjoy it. But I'd say probably my first season of pro last year, I probably enjoyed the game more than I ever have.
Really?
I don't know whether it's because it was new, as in the terms I was professional. I was playing for something different. I was in a different country every week.
Oh, wow.
It was different girls I was meeting all the time. So, in that respect, it was different. But obviously there was more pressure because you're trying to play for a living now. If you miss a cut during a tournament, you're not going to get any money. So you've traveled somewhere and gone, right, there's no money coming in. So that's obviously stressful. But thanks to some of my sponsors, obviously, it's made it a bit easier that I can try not to worry about that to the same extent as what I could be. So
tell me about your sponsors. Who are your sponsors?
So I've got a few, actually. Unfortunately, I've got Farm Foods. You can see them here.
Yeah.
NTA, this is also a food company, so it looks like I'm supported by a lot of food here. Paul Laurie Foundation, and so he's, obviously you'll probably know who Paul Laurie is. He won the Open in '99, and his we've got a management company, so I'm attached with them. Dexcom and Omnipod actually support me a little bit as well. So, and then I've actually got a car from a car company as well, which's got my name on the side of it. So yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. What car did they give you?
I've got an Audi Q2. So
nice.
Very fortunate to be able to drive around in that. So that's from Murison Commercial. They're a company in Aberdeen. So yeah,
good work with the sponsors. It definitely, if I was to be sponsored, it'd be by someone, it'd be similar to you. It'd definitely be food companies. I'm an eater. I eat all of the time. We've got a couple of people
on here, food companies actually. So,
got a couple of people that are saying hi on Facebook. Sandra says hi, guys. Hi, Sandra. Say hi to Sandra.
Hello, Sandra.
and hi to Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
And Amanda, thank you. She loves my top. Amanda, it's a Pricks Products one. It's one of my own. If you go to my Etsy page and search Pricks products on Etsy, you probably find it. Right. So Nay says hi, and Nay asks, Hannah, what's your diabetes mantra?
My mantra? Oh, I mean, obviously, you just got to get on with it, don't you?
Get on with it. I like that. Get on with it.
There's worse people. There's people in worse situations, and it's got to just go along. It's got to live with you rather than you living with it. Is what I would always say. So, I always just believe that if I'm having a mind my French shit day, someone's going to be worse than I am. So, that's it basically.
I think that's a really good way to look at it, to be honest.
And we're all going to have bad days with it, but you just got to take it on the chin and just try and get it back to where it needs to be. Exactly. Without getting too stressed.
No, I think that's great. So Hannah, I have one of my husband's golf clubs. It might be a bit long for me, but you're gonna verbally try to tutor me into swinging it well in my living room. So what I've got to try and not do is smash anything. But let's face it, if I do smash something, then it'll probably be good entertainment. So I'm just going to quickly check before I get up on my feet and get the golf club in my hand whether anyone is saying anything on YouTube. YouTube, you're very quiet. People seem to be preferring Facebook tonight. But if you do join us, pop in any questions, or just feel free to have a laugh at me swinging the golf club, because I probably won't be that good. Right, I'm going to get on my feet.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the best coach anyway, so through a screen, this is really testing me now.
Well, my husband, Hannah saw before, my husband made me put a gym mat down on the floor because he didn't want me taking chunks out the wooden floor. So I've got a gym mat down here. I'm a bit close to the door. I'll just turn the computer a little bit. Might just have to alter. No, it's okay. Just turn the computer a little bit because I'm a bit far. Right, okay. Have I got enough room? Right, how should I stand?
So basically, when you'd go to a coach, which I'm not a qualified coach, but because I'm professional, I could get away with it. There was the fundamentals they would talk about would be your grip, your alignment, but you're not going to be at alignment because there's no golf ball to hit, your stance and your posture. Okay, so we're going to start with your grip. So basically, you need to come in a little bit closer there. So basically, the top hand, obviously you're right-handed, aren't you? Because you're holding it like that. Yeah. So your top hand, if you take your right hand off it a second, and I've got a golf club here just now, so I can try and talk myself through how to explain it. You would basically where you're holding it just now is good. If you then moved your left thumb, the top of your hand, over the top of the club. So
okay, higher like that.
Yeah, but so you pull the thumb over, so like here just now. You pull over so it's like this a little bit more on top of the clubs. So see the triangle? Yeah. Which
way am I going? That way?
Towards your right shoulder.
That way?
Yeah. But you'd have your thumb straight down the grip. Yeah. Like that. So if you were to see the triangle, it's between your thumb and your index finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could try and get the line between the two of them pointing to your right shoulder, it's going to feel so weird, honestly.
Oh, like that? Like twisted?
Yes. So you're going to see, if you were to look down your arm and down the club,
yeah,
you would see two knuckles from your left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see my thumb and my finger.
Yeah, so you pull your thumb a bit further back onto the top of the club. Yeah, a bit further around. So it's sitting on the top, basically.
Here?
Yeah. It's just bizarre, honestly.
Okay.
And then that's pretty good, to be fair, considering I can't actually move your hands into the position. Yeah. And then from there, you'd literally simply put your right hand up a little bit, so they're just about touching. Yeah, there. And then you get that triangle on your right hand pointing to your right shoulder as well. So that looks pretty good, to be fair, considering. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going back
here. Feel weird, isn't it?
Okay. It does feel weird.
Pardon?
It feels a bit weird. Right, okay. What are my legs doing?
For your stance, so So imagine you're about to, I was going to say, if you were to stand as if you're about to do a squat, which is pretty much there yet. No, higher up, slightly higher up. So imagine you're trying to stand there in a strong position that if I came and pushed you from any direction, you wouldn't fall over with your knees slightly bent like you are there just now. But you need to bend your forward half over so the club's on the ground probably and straighten your, there we go. So my coach, David Torrance, I've had him coaching me, I don't know, years. He always said, if my posture and my stance looks a bit wobbly, as we'd say, is imagine that if your eyes were shut and you were in a dark room and someone came and pushed you, you're not going to fall over. But so you've got that stability in your legs and your upper body. So basically just now, if you were to look down at the bottom of...
to come and push me.
Yeah, you could. You could do that.
I can hear him talking, he might be doing with the kids. 1 second. James!
He's going to think you've smashed a light or something, isn't he?
I've got a big golden vision. Just come in the front room a sec, would you, darling? It's been on camera. Can you just give me a shove and see if I move?
Can I what?
Give me a shove and see if I move.
Well, how hard am I pushing you?
Well,
Just a wee gentle nudge, just to see how it's...
Can I do it really hard?
No, because then I might fall up.
Oh, there we go. See, look at that. If do it from back, pushing her forward as well as if... Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
You have your weight in the balls of your feet. Have you ever skied before?
Skied?
Have you been on skis? Yeah.
No.
No. Because it's quite a similar stance and posture to as if you were... That looks pretty solid though.
Yeah.
So we've got your grip and we've got your stance. So basically, next thing...
Yeah.
Thanks, James. The next thing would literally be, if obviously we had a golf ball, we could just try and have a shot of it. So, because you're not going to... The easiest way to learn is obviously to do it and to have a shot. But if you were just...
Do you swing right round there if you were teeing?
Yeah. If you're hitting the driver off the tee, you'd be right back round there, yeah. Although everyone's swing's so unique and different that some people don't swing it as far around as there, but some people swing it further.
Okay.
I mean, that's considering you're in your living room and you've just gripped the golf club pretty much for the first time. I mean, that's there we go.
Right. Okay. Well, I think you need to test me. In a little bit, you need to test me on my grip, see if I get my grip right. So I'm going to put the golf club down.
Let go of it and come back.
We're going to see if I can still do it.
I don't know how hard it was to try and explain a grip through a computer screen as well. You know, I'm like, oh.
Right, let me turn that around a little bit so that Facebook can still see you. Oh, I don't think I did a very good job then. So I did notice Sandra, shout out to Daisy Cooper. Hi, Daisy Cooper. Hey, Daisy. Hope you're all right. Right. I love the fact she's called Daisy. I think I've had Sandra on before. Just because my kid's book's called Daisy Donald.
Oh.
I love the fact she's called Daisy. Oh dear. So how long have you been on Dexcom now?
I've been on Dexcom, oh goodness, test me now. I think it was September 2017 maybe?
Oh wow, so you've been on it a while.
Maybe 2017, I think so. Yes, I was on it kind of I think it was summer 2016. I had a couple of random weeks I got it for different tournaments that I was playing and just have a shot of it basically. And then I think September 17 I officially got it through the NHS that was me on it permanently, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it was 2017.
That's what next question was going to be. Were you self-funding or were you...
Thankfully, I'm very fortunate to get NHS.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And it is a postcode lottery with regards to Dexcom still. And if it was up to Dexcom, it would be everywhere on the NHS, but it just isn't at the moment. And I just think having Having had Libra, it wasn't right for me because I needed the alarms.
Okay.
And I just think it should be available with certain criteria for anyone who suffers with like nocturnal hypos and things like that, where really it's quite vital to have that alarm to wake you up. I think
Absolutely. Otherwise, you're not going to wake up and you never know what could happen after that. So
exactly. So what's happening in the golf world? Because obviously you can play golf now, can't you?
we can get back out in the courses here. Yeah. Scotland were obviously a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks behind England getting back on the courses, but they've been open now for a month. So it's been nice just to be able to get out pretty much every day, actually. And
What's happening like competition-wise in the golf world?
so at the moment, European tour wise, nothing at the moment. Looks like possibly late August that the first one will be. But I mean that's hope. I would say that's quite hopeful at the moment because we're all going to be traveling from all over the place. I'm not really sure how it's all going to work, but it'd be great if we could get back out there. But in England, there's actually Justin Rose and his wife have put some money towards a Justin Rose series. So they're on week 3 tomorrow. It's every Thursday. There's a 1-day event for girls down there. So a lot of girls are traveling to go and play, and the prize fund's quite good for them all as well, which is keeping them competitive, which is really good actually. So
that is good.
Something might happen in Scotland. We're not really sure yet, but there's definitely more positive news every kind of day of what's going to happen anyway. So
Yeah,
be patient, I guess. As I said before, people are worse than we are. We're fortunate still to get out and play, whereas if you're a swimmer and stuff, you're kind of stuck.
Well, I think theatres have been forgotten about. Like they don't get a mention on like any of the announcements. There's no clear guidance. I think it'll be, well, most of my shows are being rearranged for 2021.
So they've been back that far already, yeah.
I don't think, I might be wrong when I say this, but I don't think any of my ones for 2020 still even in. I think we might have rearranged all of them or be in the process of. The problem is a lot of
crowds as well. Or
say again?
I think it'll be smaller crowds as well and social distance within the crowd.
I don't know how they're going to make it work. Although I've just booked tickets for a drive-in. So Six the Musical, which is in the West End at the moment, and it was supposed to be on tour. They've decided they're going to do drive-in shows, so they can obviously work the show so that they're following the guidelines. So they're doing, at Teesside Airport, which is the closest airport, it's in Darlington pretty much where I live. I'm going to Six the Musical, and you drive in, and then next to your car, you've got like a whole space the same size as your car parking space, to put out a picnic blanket. And it's live performers on stage. They're actually there. It's not a video of it. It's live. So luckily, one of my friends, Danielle, who I went to college with, she was younger than me. She's playing one of the six. She's playing one of the lead parts in the West End. So I'm going to get to see her because it's the West End crew that we're getting in Darlington. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm interested to see how it's going to change, like lots of different industries, not just theatre and entertainment, but it's massively affected what I do for a living. Because I should
a car park somewhere doing a show and they'll have cars driving.
I was just thinking, I'll just set up in a car park. I don't care. I'll charge you
Monday night and you come.
But so I don't know how it'll work when it comes to going back to the theatres. I've just got my dash stuck under the chair. I don't know what'll happen when it comes to being back in theatres. I don't know how that'll work, but it's just so bizarre what's going on at the moment. Let me just see. Oh, so hi, Chris Robinson. Chris Robinson would like to say hi. Hello.
Chris.
I'm just making sure. Yeah, nobody's commenting on our YouTube tonight. It's okay. I'll keep an eye on the Facebook one. That seems to be where all the comments are. But if you are watching on YouTube, there's a couple of people on YouTube, and please do drop us a comment. Just say hi, just so that we know you're there and you're watching us. And drop us a question if you've got a question to ask. So let me just make that bigger. When did you make the change? I presume you made the change from multiple daily injections to pump. How old were you when that happened?
Oh, I was third year at uni. So I was
2021. Oh no,
uh,
hang on.
what
Scotland
year?
uni.
Oh, we do 4 years. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I left school at 18 years. I'm just trying to work out what year it was. I graduated 2015. 2014. 13. That's terrible.
And
I
what
can't remember
pump did you go to then? Were you straight on Omnipod or
No, I was on a Medtronic pump to start with.
right?
And
so
then,
you had wires then.
I had wires. I was on Medtronic, and then I went to an Animus one.
Right.
I don't know how long I was on Medtronic, but I went to Animus for a little while, and then they were stopping, so it was a quick change from them. And actually, my diabetes specialist nurse was Vicky Retty. You might know her actually. She was the Dexcom warrior before. She might still be. She's diabetic herself. Vicky from Inverness.
Oh, I don't think I know Vicky.
Yeah, she was on Omnipod, so she's like, I think you should try it. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll try it. So that was it, basically.
Yeah, that's the only one I've ever had. I went straight
Right, okay.
injections to Omnipod. I think now I've told Omnipod it was 2016, but the more I think about it, I think it might have been 2015 when I went on to pump.
So hard to remember dates once you've gone past them like that.
But I moved to Dash in April, and I love it. Like
What's different? Is it just,
I like it's just so dinky.
it looks like a phone, doesn't it?
It is. It's just it's like a really small smartphone, and it just slides. It was a phone. They've just stripped it out and turned it into a.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, they've just changed it into a personal diabetes monitor. So that's essentially what it was. But yeah, I look. It's got a few more features, and I'm really rubbish at remembering what the features are. But like, you can record where you last had your pump, and it shows where you last had like it's about, I don't know how many it shows you. It must it might be 8 or might be more than 8 that shows you, like, so you know that you're moving round.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I like that because I can go and see, oh, I want to put it there, but what date was I last in that spot?
Yeah. Where do you generally wear it? Do you wear it at similar spots most of the time, or do you move it around a lot?
I used to only ever wear it on my legs.
Okay.
I recently started trying other places like my arm, my tummy. But to be honest, actually the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've just stuck with my legs. I just keep going. I go from that leg to that leg, then the back of that leg to the back of, so it's on the back of this leg at the moment.
All right, okay, on the back of it, yeah.
I like it, like it's just there. I like it. I've always liked it on my legs. And when I was a kid, like, I wouldn't have injections anywhere other than my legs.
Right, okay.
But I don't know. I don't notice the difference in absorption between legs, arms, or tummy, to be honest. I think
I've never tried it on my tummy. I've had it on legs and arms very, like, a lot, but no, I've never had it on my stomach. No.
I'll occasionally put it on my arm, especially if I'm doing a photo shoot for Omnipod. Yeah.
That's it,
I said I'll put it on my arm, especially if I'm doing a photo shoot for Omnipod. It needs to be visible. But yeah. No, I move it around a bit more than I used to, but no, I prefer my legs. Legs has always been my favourite.
Right.
I think it was probably actually more from a self-conscious point of view to begin with. If it was on my legs, no one noticed it, kind of thing.
Totally.
That was probably something that contributed towards it. Oh, hello, Suzanne. Can you say hi to Suzanne?
Hello, Suzanne.
Amanda says, I'm finally getting rid of the wires after 10 years. Omnipod Dash for me next week. Oh, good luck, Amanda. Hope it goes well. Amanda, tell me, please comment. Tell me, are you doing that on, like, are you doing it virtually on a video call? Or are you getting set up? That's how I got set up, and it was perfect. Like, because it was much more convenient to do it that way than to have to. Basically, my biggest gripe about going to the hospital is paying for parking. I hate going to hospital and paying. Like, even if I just go for a blood test, what I usually do now is I park in the car park and I don't put a ticket on. I risk it because there's no barriers at our hospital. But if the minimum you can pay is £2.50.
What?
I know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I often think, right, who owns the car parks at hospitals? Is it the NHS? I think it's a lot of private companies.
I think it is private companies.
I can't get my head around that because that would make the NHS so much money.
We don't pay in Inverness to go to the hospital car parking. I don't think. I do. If I'm going to the diabetic clinic, I have to pay £1 because it's got a gated entrance.
Well, £1's not that bad though, is
If
it?
you can
2.50
sometimes like
is
sneak up
one of-
behind someone else and just nip out whilst they get out, and you can get away with it. But
Yeah, I really begrudge paying £2.50 if I've just got to pop in and get my bloods done, ready for my review the following week. That just
yeah.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But I've always said I'd love to own a piece of land in a town centre and make it into a car park because it's the easiest way to make money.
And you
Draw
can
some
just do
lines out.
shows there now as well. You can
Yeah.
just do shows in the car park whilst you're at it.
I'm just going to check that we got no more comments, and then I'm going to let you test me on my grip again.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Amanda's not commented back. I'll wait till she. I won't wait. Blah, 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 blah. Get your words out, Jade. I won't wait for her to comment back before you test me. So I'll get the club. Right, here we go.
There we go.
So, have I got them the right way around?
You do, yeah. I was just, yeah.
That pointing towards my right shoulder,
Yep.
and then that.
Pointing towards your right shoulder as well. So just sits on the, yeah, just on there. So you
Is
could,
that all right?
yeah, so you could move your right hand down a little bit so your fingers aren't on top of, yeah, on top there, because there's a lot of options what you can do overlapping base, like a baseball grip, which is what you're doing there basically, which is perfectly good to start with. So that looks pretty good actually, to be fair. Yeah. And then you would get your little stance. So.
Okay, so everything's pointing towards your right shoulder.
So the two creases in your thumbs are pointing up to your right shoulder, yeah.
It does feel weird, doesn't it?
It will feel, even like, because we've all, as golfers, you've done it for however many years, if we were to change your grip slightly, it would feel bizarre. But just now, because we do it all the time, you just literally, before you know it, you're on, they're good to go. But that's pretty good though. I might like that.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad. I've learned something. I have been to a driving range once with James, but yeah, I wasn't that good. And James loses his patience with me quite easily. We're both absolute pains.
I'm sure not.
So Amanda says, I went for my trial in Feb, so know how to use it, and my son is already on it if I get stuck, but I have a hospital appointment on Monday. Oh, so you're going to the hospital for it? That's interesting.
My son's also got it.
James Cook University Hospital, that's what JCUH stands for. Amanda's just said car park is privately owned, and for 15 minutes it's free. I know, because I was doing some work at James Cook recently, Amanda. I was doing some acting work, some medical role play stuff, and luckily they let us get the parking for free. They validated our tickets, but it would have cost me like something ridiculous. I was there for about 6 hours or something, and I think it was about £8, £9. It was so expensive. It does, you know what? And I didn't think about this so much until I should make that bigger. I just realised because their Facebook have only got a small at the moment. I hadn't realised until my mum was in hospital up in Newcastle, and luckily the Freeman was a cheaper car park than it is in Darlington. But when she was there, I was like visiting her every day over 3.5 months or something, and I must have like spent an absolute fortune. Yeah. I just don't understand why any would be privately owned. Like, surely the hospitals own the land, or maybe they don't. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it all works.
Too much.
I think the NHS could be making a trick.
Yeah, they could be rolling it in.
I think they could be missing a trick there. Right. Amanda says, oh, hang on. Kirsten says, we have matching tops on today. Oh, Kirsten, have you got an insulin junkie sweater on? Oh, great minds think alike. Yep, totally right there, Kirsten. Thank you. Amanda says she's worn her pump on her tummy for 10 years and her absorption is rubbish now, hence the change. Yeah, I think, I don't know.
I can change, I think, yeah.
But I think it is good to change, obviously, the
Definitely.
advice you do. So
yeah, because I would say more when I am on tour, I would have it on my legs. Probably the same as you though, because people don't, they don't see it, which I don't mind, but at the same time, it's like.
Yeah, I think I used to be more self-conscious, and now I'm just like, I don't care.
But also really badly in a vain way, I just don't want a suntan line around it, like.
Yeah, I do legs.
If it's on my legs, it's covered and there's no sun seen it anyway. I guess that helps. Insulin that's in it, it's not going to get as hot. So, yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, I don't tan, so I never really have to worry about that. Well, thanks, Kirsten. I just hope you and your family are all okay. I did an interview about shielding for ITV Calendar that aired today. Stay safe. Oh, I have to try and check it out. Calendar is Leeds way, isn't it? Isn't it Yorkshire Calendar? I think I'm right. I think it's Yorkshire. I'll have to see.
Calendar in Scotland as well.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's one in Stirlingshire, just outside Stirling.
Oh, maybe that's why. Kirsten, let me know where you are. Kirsten Harrison. You don't know Kirsten Harrison, do you?
I don't know.
No. Let me know where you are. I'd love to see the interview. Or just send me it. In fact, just send me it. I think you've probably got me on social media already. I'm sure you have. We've spoken before. Amanda says she uses her son's permit as he's a nurse, and the nurses have to pay monthly though for their permit. But she uses the permit. Yeah, good work. I always say though, like, I have got out of so many parking tickets from being in type 1.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Every time I get a parking ticket, I just contest it and say, I'm really sorry I was having a hypo.
Yeah, I needed to stop.
I shouldn't say this, should I? Because then at some point they're going to go through my social media and my YouTube and go, well, we know she's lying.
I can't prove you were there or weren't. They need to go back to all your blood glucose levels to check it out. But yeah, I've actually fortunately had one parking. Two.
I'm late for everything, Hannah. Like literally. It's amazing that I get this online at 8:00 every week. Like as Hannah saw me in my fluster before, I was like, I'm just trying to sort things out. And James is coming in going, can I help you with anything? Because he knows what I'm like.
Unfortunately, where I live in the Highlands in Scotland, so there's not much like parking permit people cutting around. And I
need to come to the Highlands. James, my husband, loves it.
Definitely come and visit Roddy now. Because Roddy's just up a little bit further north than I am.
Yes, Roddy's near you. I am coming to not the Highlands. Where am I coming to? I can't blooming remember now. St Andrews.
Oh, nice.
St Andrews and Glasgow.
When you going to?
That gets replanned, but maybe I might get another Scottish venue in somewhere at some point.
St Andrews is amazing. It's such a nice town.
I've never been, so I'm quite excited to go there.
I spent New Year there New Year just gone. So yeah, it's really nice. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna see what other comments are coming in. Pump break for tanning on holidays. Oh, you have a pump break when you go on holiday. I love that. Oh dear. Right. So I am hosting tonight, guys, the tweet chat on the GB Doc, the regular Wednesday night tweet chat. That's at 9 p.m. So I'm going to keep Hannah for a few more minutes and grill her a little bit more. If you've got any last minute questions though that you want me to ask Hannah or ask me, that's fine. Please just pop them on either the Facebook comments or the YouTube comments and I will read them out. So I've only got Hannah for a few more minutes because I need to get myself ready to be tweet chat host also. I do. My friend said to me the other day, I do worry, Jade, that you might be spreading yourself a bit thin. I was like, it's how I work best. It's how I work best.
I think we all do that. We're so scared to say no to things as well, isn't it? It's like,
yeah. Oh, David Stevens has joined us and Stuart Riding. Stuart's on YouTube. David's on YouTube. So David Stevens has just said, yeah, you are indeed. He's responding to me saying I'm a tweet chat host. Don't worry, I'm making sure to look after you when you're hosting. Oh, is it you looking after me, David? Thank you. I love David. I met David back in March last year at TAD. Such a sweetheart. Thank you for joining me and coming on. So, Hannah, I'm going to ask you a quick. Where have I gone? Where have I gone? I can't get you up big. There you are. So I want to ask you a quick question about when you went from, because I'm about to do a tweet chat about this, from when you went from the pediatrics clinic to the adult clinic. Did you go at 18? Did you move across at 18 or was it later?
I think it was about 18. Do you know, I can't even remember it, to be honest.
Was it like an easy transition, or was it a bit of a shock to the system going to like it's very different in Darlington? The pediatrics to the adult is really different.
No, I think the fact that I can't really remember the change probably meant it was pretty easy.
That's good then.
The only thing I remember the difference was it was a different day. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to get a
day before. So it was a set day before.
Well, I mean, there was, it was a Tuesday morning that it was pediatric, and then it went to...
Oh, that's interesting. Mine can be any day of the week.
Because in Inverness, there's a smaller, in the whole of the Highlands, there's only 300,000 people in the sea. You know the size of the Highlands, so it's like spread out. So there's not that, there's enough kids to, when you think about it, there's not that many of us that were there. So it was one day a week that the nurses and the doctors came across to the diabetic clinic, basically. And now it's more though, now that it's obviously there's more and more people getting it, and it's the adult clinic. But it's only still going to be a set couple of days, I think, that it is. I feel like all my appointments are always the same day, whenever it is, anyway. So
I suppose it's a different ball game when it's a smaller kind of sea of medical professionals and type 1s than I hear like from lots of nurses that there's a big drop off between the pediatrics and moving to adult. There's a big drop off, and lots of them stop attending appointments and things like that. And it's
taking them along, maybe.
I was 22, 23 when I moved to adult clinic, and that was the right time. But I don't think 18 would have been the right time for me. Like, I don't think I would have been ready for the big change.
I think I was about that, because that's when I went to uni. So I feel like that was because I kind of changed to go to uni, obviously changed doctor, surgery and all that as well. So I feel like I generally can't even really remember. I remember it being a different doctor and professor and all this, but yeah. And the one I had when I was a child, I think he's retired now, Dr. Farmer. He was great. He was there when I was diagnosed, but I think he retired. I don't know, actually. Really
I like a few years ago, the diabetes nurse, specialist nurse that was there when I was diagnosed, left, and I was really upset when she went. I never see a diabetes specialist nurse now. Only if I ask when I go, can I also see the nurse? Do I see the nurse? But I think if Diane had still been there, I definitely would have been asking to see the nurse, just because I like to catch up with her.
If I was to go, say I had my clinic appointment tomorrow, I would turn up there. I'd be in the waiting room and then I'd go into the nurse. I'd give her a urine sample. I'd do my HbA1c, my weight, and all that. I'd go back in the waiting room, sit for 5 minutes if it's on time, see the professor or whatever, to have a chat, 10-15 minutes, out of there, done. It's all there and done and with the one sitting.
That's brilliant. I sometimes have sat for like an hour and a half just waiting to see the consultant, which my consultant is brilliant. I'm not dissing my consultant. I love him to pieces. Amanda, bye Amanda, thank you for joining us. She says good luck on your golfing career, Hannah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The next live. Let me just double check there's comments on YouTube. Hannah, did you come to the Ryder Cup in 2010 when it was hosted in Celtic Manor, Newport?
I'm afraid I didn't. No, I wasn't there. No, I was at the one in 2014 at Glen Eagles though.
David lives in Wales. That's why he'll be asking that question.
I know a few quite good friends with a few good Welsh golfers, so you probably know their names.
Oh, well, I've got to say thank you to everyone who has joined us this evening, and thank you for your comments. It is so nice to see familiar names popping up time and time again. But what's really lovely is to have you, Hannah. You have been lush as always, and it's been a real joy chatting to you. If you could follow Hannah on social media, are you on all social media platforms, Hannah?
I am, yes.
If you search Hannah McCook, you'll find her, usually with a golfing photo. If you can follow Pricks Official as well, if you don't already, that would be fab. But I am going to go to the tweet chat now. So head over to Twitter, everyone, and join me on the GB.tweet chat, pretty please. I'll be there shortly. I'm going to get set up. Thank you so much, Hannah. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in.